Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. If you happen to have stumbled across this video by chance, you are watching All the Beer No Idea. My name is Baz. Ultimately, this is a beer reviewing channel, but I do some food challenges, I do unboxings, I do work videos and that. So check out what else is up on the channel, but ultimately beer reviewing channel. And that's what I'm here to do now. So, the beer we've got is a beer that I picked up. It's Wednesday today, the 21st of June, if I'm correct. And on Monday the 19th, I was off work, so I popped to Astryd to see what they had in there. I was actually going for Styropramen unfiltered. As it happens, they didn't have that, but I picked 4 beers up anyway. So, it's one of the beers that I picked up from there. And it's from a British brewery, or an English brewery, and it's from Thornbridge. And we have a bottler there, Astryd. It is a bottle conditioned juicy hazy pale ale. It's coming in at 3.8% in a 500ml bottle, and that was just £2. Just £2. So the label is very much typical sort of Thornbridge stuff, very nice indeed. We've got the typical Thornbridge bottle cap there. Now I do have a Thornbridge glass, but the only Thornbridge glass I have is the 330ml fancy one. I would rather put this in a full pint glass, and I've probably got better glasses that suited to a pale ale. Although the glass I am going to use was for a pale ale, and to be honest, I've not used it for ages. I'm never going to buy the beer again that these glasses come with. And what we are going to put it in is the Game of Thrones McKellar glass. That is an absolute beauty. It come with the Game of Thrones pale ale that was on Perfect Draft, and I've not used it in ages, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to put this beer in that glass. So without further ado, let's crack this beer open and see what we get. Now, hazy pale ale, when they're 3.8% and that, I do wonder a bit if they're really going to be very good. But this is bottle conditioned. I'd like to think that coming from Thornbridge, it's going to have a bit of something about it rather than just full on craft. I'm hoping there's a little bit of a sort of traditional sort of feel in there. Obviously I've poured that, you've seen that. I wouldn't say it's looking very traditional, but the beer does look good in all fairness. What it tastes like I don't know, but it's nice and light. There is a little bit left in the bottle at the moment. So beer in a glass, we got a good 2.5 compact white head on top. It's a very much a hazy lemon looking colour. Well, I can see a few bubbles coming up from the bottom. So yeah, looks decent. It does look appealing, to be fair. So I'm going to dive in with the old nostrils and see what we get on the nose. Oh, do you know what? Actually, yeah. Do you know what? It smells, this beer smells better than the McKellar Game of Thrones beer that they done. Piney, resinous, tropical, but the aroma is quite sort of full on the nose. Sometimes these sort of beers can feel a little bit wishy-washy on the nose. But this has a nice full aroma on it. There's a little bit of a malty note in the background as well, so hopefully that's going to give it a little bit of backbone. It's going to give it a little bit more body. So fingers crossed, even though it's a hazy pale ale and only 3.8%, it's going to be good. So let's dive in. Thornbridge, Astryd, hazy pale ale, 3.8%. Cheers. Right. Is it what I was expecting? Yes and no. I was kind of expecting this beer to be as it is. When I was sniffing though, I was expecting a little bit more. Am I totally disappointed? Yes and no. It's one of them. Let's do my usual shit like I do. It is very light in body. If you want to look at it the other side, it makes it very drinkable. It makes it very downable, makes it very sessionable. Personally, I like a weightier beer. Very busy in carbonation. This is going to fill you up with bubbles for definite. I mean, I'm known for burping on videos. If you're anything like me, you're going to be burping all night when you're drinking this, especially if you're having a few. Mouthfeel is extremely rough. It is savage on your palate, that mouthfeel. The beer is light, the carbonation is wild. The body of the beer isn't smoothing that carbonation out, so you're just getting a savage carbonation. It's almost pop-like carbonation, if not more. On the taste, now this is where it redeems itself a bit. It's tropical. It's got pineapple flavours. It's juicy. At the moment, I'm not getting any wateriness from this beer, which is a good sign. That is a good sign. Once it starts tasting watery, I mean, if I was halfway down this beer and it's starting to taste watery, you got to think that the rest of it is going to just get worse. Pardon me. But yeah, it's tropical, pineapple, a little bit of grapefruit. It's quite bitter. It's got, well, quite bitter. It's got a gentle bitterness to it. It is very light, but it does give it a crispness. That bitter edge in there might make you feel like it's a bit of a bigger beer than what it is. And again, it's not wishy-washy yet. 500ml bottle for £2. I think it's pretty decent value. I will drink this and it doesn't feel like it's going to be a massive struggle to drink it. Like, for example, the Game of Thrones McKellar one was. Granted, I had 10 pints of that. That was hard work. That was really hard work. If I had 10 pints of this, I'd probably struggle a bit with that. But this has got a bit more going on about it. It's a decent price. Like I say, £2 for more or less a pint. Summer session sort of thing. But it is light, it is well carbonated, it is going to fill you up. No wateriness. There's good points, there's bad points about this beer, I think, for me. But really, if you pick this beer up, a hazy pale ale, 3.8%, you've got to expect it to be to a certain standard. You know, at the end of the day, a hazy pale ale at 3.8% is going to be light. It's going to be, I mean, you would almost expect it to be wishy-washy. Thankfully, this hasn't got that. It is light, it is well carbonated. Overall, I'm going to stop waffling on. Thornbridge Astryd bottle conditioned hazy pale ale. If this is your kind of thing, give it a go. I got to give it a thumbs up because I think it's doing the style justice. So for me, it gets a thumbs up. Would I buy it again? I wouldn't rush out and buy it personally because I like a bigger beer, but I can see why people would. So yeah, that's it for this beer review. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. It's been nice to get that glass out again as well. Been very nice to get that glass out again. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Don't forget I'm on Facebook, All the Beer No Idea, Twitter, All the Beer No Idea 1, I think, Instagram, All the Beer No Idea, something like that. Search it, you'll find me, and TikTok as well. So look for that. See you on my next one. Cheers.